Hello everyone and welcome back to the cinema. Today we are talking about The Flash, episode 14, Fallout. I didn't realize that this was really like a two-parter. I don't know if it was marketed like that, I completely missed it, but I've just going episode, then talking about it, an episode, talking about it again. But yes, this is really a two-parter, because it does kind of end abruptly the last episode. There isn't enough CW closure about Ronnie's gone now. So I don't know why I didn't really see that coming. Of course, as usual, full spoilers here, so if you haven't seen the show, don't watch this at all. This is for people that have seen the whole show and they like just having little episode recaps of everything that did happen and my thoughts on them. So this episode starts with Ronnie and Stein separating, you know, it was the nuclear man and now this is the fallout of everything that happened. They've separated. Barry went back, there's no radiation. Hey look, they're alive, that's great. I don't know why, but this feels like a story I've seen a million times where now that they're separated, all of a sudden things seem to be normal before they're still technically connected and they've got each other's hobbies and tastes and foods, and then before they're eventually drawn back together because they have to be to create Firestorm. I don't know why, but this plot line with Ronnie and Stein, it just feels so familiar, like I've seen it so many times before. Even though this concept in Ronnie and Stein being separate people that have to bond together to make someone is kinda new. At least for 2014 it was. So most of this episode is Stein and Ronnie going, hang on, we're connected, and when he's freaking out, I'm freaking out, and Iving, the military, closing in on trying to catch Firestorm. Either one of them or them bonded together any way they can, because the military and everything ever wants to weaponize things. But back to the more relevant and interesting plot about the reverse Flash and Flash going round in circles around Barry's mum when he was a kid. Joe takes Barry to the house and says, look, that is you in the future, and the realization of I run so fast one day that I rip a hole in the space-time continuum and travel back through time to try and save my mum is freaking badass. It's cool enough the way he realizes stuff, but then he goes to talk to Stein about the idea of time travel, going fast enough that you can punch a hole through the space-time continuum. The way that Stein's excited about, yes, if you run this hard and you would just, punch a hole straight through the time stream to be able to travel forwards and backwards in time. Of course, for Barry, it's not good. He realizes that he does time travel, but he fails because his mum still dies. But Stein, the way he describes it, it's so cool. The other subplot in this episode is Iris and her job. Does anyone really care? I'll go over it anyway. Her higher up reporter guy is like, yo, figure out what the hell is going on at Star Labs, and she's cracking down on Ronnie and the fact that he's back and hasn't she seen him somewhere before, the Burning Man. She's being the character that nobody likes in this episode, which I thought was saved for a lot of later seasons, but there's a little bit of it here. So yes, she cracks down on that. Meanwhile, Harrison Wells rolls around into Iving's office and is like, yo, I know what you're doing, and Iving is like, I know what you're doing, I know everything that you're up to. So you can see it in Harrison's eyes that I'm going to murder you. It's cool stuff, all these subtle moments and like intense conflict between just words instead of rubbery CGI animation is actually what I get really excited about. Wells then concedes to Iving and decides to let him have Stein by like drugging him. You would think there'd be a camera in Star Labs that picked up exactly what he did. Maybe it shows up later, I doubt it. And so the Flash and the rest of the gang have to find out a way to save Stein, and with Ronnie's help, they eventually bond back together. They're Firestorm, they're cohesive, they're working together instead of fighting one another so that they work as a superhero. Did I like it? Yeah, I enjoy my time with it, but I enjoy my time more with the episodes coming and some of the earlier ones in the start of the season. Overall, the whole show up until this point has been great, especially for 2014 when we did not have superhero content, especially on TV or the CW network, whatever. We didn't have Netflix's Daredevil, although that was very, very close. We had The Arrow and we had Flash, and Flash really felt like the first superhero show. I loved Arrow, but it was like watching a Batman that killed. Having the Flash, someone with superpowers, the idea of having a character with superpowers and using those superpowers every episode of a show just felt like it was ridiculously out of budget. Fortunately, we got heaps of that stuff now, and I'm going to talk about every show for years and years to come. It just might take me a while. But anyway, episode 14 of The Flash, it was good. Like the last one, it could be great, but a lot of these undertones and everything that's happening underneath the surface plot with the reverse Flash and the night that his mum died and time travel, that stuff's cool and it's enough to keep you there to watch these episodes. Now let's talk about the post-credit scene just before I end this video. We have the Reverse Flash grab Iron Man. He doesn't give a shit. Takes him down to the sewers where we saw Grodd last time, and Grodd, I'm assuming, just rips this man to pieces. This guy is done. And going off my childhood brain, I remember this having a rippling effect in the coming episodes, that General Ivan is just gone now? What the hell is going on? Of course, I'm getting more and more excited as we get to the latter episodes of this season, because it's just going to keep ramping up. The villains are going to get more intense. There's going to be dramatic reveals. There's going to be some CW romance bullshit, and I'm here for it. Why? Because sometimes, very rarely, I like this sappy crap. It makes me feel safe inside. I would think this is a good show for kids to grow up watching, like I did. Should you go out of your way as an adult to watch it now? I mean, I'm still enjoying my time with this show. I don't know how much that's going to hold up over season 2, but I remember 2 being pretty good as well. Of course, it's going to have that CW cheese, but what do you expect? That's part of the brand. So if you liked this video, consider liking the video. If you want to see more of me talking about The Flash and other TV shows and all sorts of stuff that you love and want me to talk about, consider subscribing. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.